The Vauxhall Astra GTC, launched in October 2011, is the third Astra body style, joining the 5-door hatch and the Sports Tourer, or Estate in old money. For me, the 3-door car is easily the most attractive of the three, with more than a hint of Seat Leon in its lines, and it's clearly aimed at a younger, or at least a younger at heart, buyer. The rear window design tricks the eye into thinking the roofline is lower than it actually is, while lifting the hatch reveals a boot space that's larger than the competition. The GTC range offers a choice of 6 engines, 3 petrol and 3 diesel, and there'll be a VXR range topper launched in due course. We sample the engine that's predicted to be the biggest seller, a 2-litre turbo diesel that puts out 165 PS. Disappointingly, the interior design is lifted straight from the other Astra models, although it has a quality feel with white-on-black instrumentation and an array of chunky switches and buttons. The front seats, meanwhile, fold and slide forward to allow fairly easy access to the rear. GTC models also feature some nice exterior design touches, from the deceptive roofline I've already mentioned to muscular flared wheel arches and a nose that differs from its 5-door siblings. So, looks-wise, the car gets off to a promising start. On the road, the first thing you notice is that feeling of quality once again. The test car was well put together, with no obvious squeaks or rattles. It was a little noisy, however, although that may well be down to the fact that the diesel engine doesn't boast the latest technology and is now starting to show its age. The UK will apparently be the largest market for the GTC, and so testing on UK roads played a large part in the development of the car's suspension. Vauxhall opted not to go for the familiar McPherson strut front setup, opting instead to use the hyper strut suspension first seen on the Insignia VXR, while there are changes to the rear Watts linkage arrangement as well. The result is a car that both rides and handles really well, although you can opt for Vauxhall's £790 Flex Ride adaptive damping system if you want to improve the handling still further. Performance, as you'd expect from a diesel, is more about low-end torque than out-and-out speed, although it doesn't disgrace itself. 0 to 62 takes 8.4 seconds, but it'll still return 59 mpg. If it's fun you're after, it'll be the 180 PS 1.6-litre turbocharged petrol engine you should opt for, which was the car Vauxhall bravely decided UK journalists should sample at the world's oldest operational motorsport venue. The GTC has a longer wheelbase and wider track than the 5-door car, together with a lower ride height, which meant that hurtling up Shelsley Walsh was enormous fun, and Vauxhall's gamble ended happily. On the day we attended, the weather swung from brilliant sunshine to heavy showers, but apart from one corner towards the top of the hill, the car's traction control just kept a watching brief. The hill climb did, however, demonstrate just how well sorted the chassis and suspension were, and there were plenty of cheesy grins at the top. Two trim levels are available, Sport and SRI, with prices starting at around £18,500, around £1,300 cheaper than the GTC's biggest competitor, the VW Scirocco. Sport models get 18-inch alloys, a DAB radio, ESP and cruise control, while opting for the upgrade to SRI spec gets you sport seats, an electric parking brake, rain-sensitive wipers and leather trim. Vauxhall incidentally expects quite a few buyers to add a body kit and either 19 or 20-inch wheels to make their GTC look the part. Not that the GTC needs much pimping. We reckon it's the best looking of the Astra lineup and it drives really nicely. The only downside is having to wait for the VXR.